whispers. Om Shambho Mahadeva Aakasam. So Bhagavan further says this. Saya Aakasam Brahmetyupasta Akashavato Vaisa Lokan Prakashavato Asambadhanuraga Ayavato Abhisityati Yatradakashasya Gatam Tatrasya Yata Kamacharo Bhavati Ya Aakasam Brahmetyupastesti Bhagavan Akashat Bhuyam Ityakashadvat Bhuyostiti Tanme Bhagavan Brahvitviti Bhagavan Brahvitviti Dvadasham Khandaha At the end of the 12th section of the 7th chapter, Bhagavan says, Bhagavan Sanat Kumara, having explained the importance of the space or the manifestation of the space, realization of the truth, what is called the space. Bhagavan says that he who Saya Aakasam Brahmetyupasta, he who meditates space as Brahman attains everything as full of space, light, without obstacle, vast. He who meditates on Brahman gets freedom of movement as far as the range of space extends. So he gets everything. The space in the sense, not the closer the space, the closer the space one meditates on, the better, or the true space can be identified. The consciousness, this person who meditates, illumined by the consciousness present therein, he said, the consciousness present in the space. This is not a subject to be understood by the normal intelligence or normal brain. It is not possible for the normal persons to really understand the meaning of space. As I told you that, see, in Upanishads and in Vedic science, there are so many things which are not to be understood. They have to be experienced. The word understanding cannot be valid there. It's not possible. So any amount of reading, some people may write, some people may read, some people may by heart, some people keep on listening, keep on reading. There are people who have by heart the Upanishad slokas. There are so many people. That doesn't take them to the truth of the Sakshatkaram of this Satyavastha. That's why it is known as the Satyavastha. It's all the status of being, they said. One word, they said. The status of being. The status of being cannot be understood. We all know it is not that, it is not there, or it is something very new, and preaching, or Maharshi writing here. It's not that. Even in Bhautika Jivan, each and every moment we are experiencing those things. As we have already explained, nobody can explain sweetness, sourness, kashta, dukkha, or enjoyment or the pleasure. Can somebody explain what is the intensity of the pleasure? How much pleasure you have got? What is the how do you quantify pleasure? How do you quantify dukkha? How do you quantify kashta? Or how do you analyze it, distinctly analyze it? How do you express the sweetness? How can you express the sweetness except that the word, it's only vangmaya, external words only, the application of words. We are all stuck by the words and meaning, that's all. The words and meaning are nothing but they are all meant for the external application. It's only for pure understanding of certain activities to be executed in the life where karmas are to be executed. So when we stuck in the words, that which is philosophical or that which is connected with the consciousness, that which is connected with the especially higher consciousness, they cannot be understood. Even in the physical self, the intensity of pain cannot be expressed. The taste cannot be expressed. The experience, anubhava, cannot be expressed. Okay. The relativity cannot be. We can say like 400 kilometers per hour. The car was moving at 150 to 200 kilometers per hour. You have quantified that because there is a mechanism which is showing 200 kilometers. Can you experience that speed of 200 kilometers and 1200 kilometers distinctly? Can you explain it? Physical experience, can you explain it? It's not possible. The meter shows 200, so I say it is 200. The meter shows 1200, I say 1200. There has to be a relativity then only. Either the wind force or something else, no, that. We are unable to explain that. Same way, they cannot be understood. Having travelled at 1200 kilometers speed in an aeroplane, next time when you are taken at 1200 kilometers, can you identify it is 1200 kilometers? Or is it 800 kilometers? Or is it 700 kilometers? Can we identify? Unless there is a mechanical meter is there, can we identify? The car moving, you are sitting at the back seat, car moving at 200 kilometers. We know that it's going very fast. That's all. Some relativity, slow and fast, this can. It's going very fast, that we can say. So what happens? The distinct identification of these experiencing and experiences cannot be done, because they are beyond the level of understanding. One has to go beyond the understanding. If through the intelligence we try to understand, I'm just giving you an example of these things in our physical day-to-day living so that you can relate it with what I mean by understanding and what I mean going beyond understanding. Many things we think we understand, but we don't. We have to go beyond understanding. So through meditation, through tapasya, through jnanam, these experiencing is possible. That kind of experience only can make us experience and make us experience the space. Otherwise, the space will be understood as, even though I have explained hours together about space, but even now, when we say space, your mind, your experience will go with the relativity of the trees, breeze, lakes, ocean and mountains and Aakasam, as far as this is concerned. Or the space inside the house, or space outside where you walk, or where you travel. You will be restricted to only that what you are seeing by your physical eyes. As we know, we are not mentioning about that space. Here we are mentioning about the space is totally different. We have already told. That's why he has specifically said Akashe Jayate Akashat Abhijayate. It's very distinct, very distinctly said that. So this importance has to be understood about the space. Space is not the distance. Space is not a vacant possession. Space is not breeze. Space is not where we call nothing is there or something is there and things like that. None of them are that which is called space. So that's why I have given extensively the definition of space in the previous class. In the previous satsanga, it's already mentioned. What do I mean by space? Even kashta and dukkha can be there only when there is space. What is that space where the kashta is there? What is the space that what is called as dukkha is there? Can you identify? Can you tell? Unless one identifies it and one tells it, he cannot explain about the space. He has to experience the space. Then only he will be in a position to really speak about space. He can really visualize the space, if we call it as a visualization. What is that space? Is it a vacant? Is it Akash? Vacant place with some clouds or without clouds? So what is that space? When I said space, kashta and dukkha also have the space. Needs a space, we said. If there is no space, this is not there. What do I mean by that space? What do I mean by space? If I have to think something, there has to be space. Where is that space prevailing when you are thinking? We all think it is in the brain, no? Space has to be here, then only we can think. Is there a vacant space there? To bring in new thousands of thoughts in a fraction of a second. How much of space do you have? How much of memory you have? Like we say in the computers, in the chip, in the memory. Same principle, same principle. One is physically explained in computers. Has been taken from this principle, where one takes the Sthula Bhava into Sukshma Bhava. In the Sukshmata, everything is stored in a small chip. How much? So many thousands of GBs of memory can be stored physically. If a man-made chip can store thousands of gigabytes of memories, where is the space in this? In that small chip, show me the space where thousands of gigabytes are stored. How is it stored? Can you even imagine? Forget about explaining. Can you even imagine how it is stored in that small space? If we can't do that, how will I realize how the universe is created in the space? You understand what I'm talking about? So this is what I mean. It is beyond the understanding capacity of intelligence. Any amount of learning you do, any amount of by-hearting you do, any amount of studies you make, any amount of anything you do, any amount of qualifying you do, let it be from a best master in the universe. Unless you experience it, you cannot explain that. And are there words to explain it? Only by giving you inference like this, that in a small chip which contains that thousands of gigabytes are stored, how the satellite is projecting images and the transmitting messages of thousands and thousands of messages, like what you think is that your SMS is only transported by the satellite which is installed there. How are you? Satellite is informed. No. How many of transactions are being done? How is it possible? It's a man-made, human-made. So human knows that there is an instrument. If I can make it to function at a particular frequency, the space can be created. Has he created a space there equivalent to the universe? Has he created a space envisaging that how many messages one person will be sending? Is it a calculation basis? No. There is no calculation on that. Accommodation of so many gigabytes, he has got a measurement, of course. This will be the capacity of transmission that can be done electronically through the vibrational frequencies at which it can receive and which can also deliver. He knows that capacity of the vibrational frequencies at which he has created them in order to receive them and transmit them, and how they are stored. In order to transmit something, it has to come, it has to be stored, and it has to be sent. Even if it is a passage, what we call that, we say that no, there is no storage involved, it is only a transmission involved. No? When you go into Sthula Bhava, when you send a letter, it has to go to the post office is concerned and the storing is done there. Then only a distribution is done, even though it's a passage, it's not. Amount of storage is always done. Same way, each and everything that is transmitted also has a storage, then it is transmitted. That's why so many gigabytes of storage is taking place. How much of messages, how many thousands of documents being stored in small space, what we call, it is not space. We call it as space. It is space. The gigabytes is the capacity of the instrument that can contain, that can store. We call it as space. The true meaning of space Upanishadically is not that. It's not the area, it's not the volume. No, it's not the volume. It's not that space what you are talking about, is that what he has got. That's why I said, how many gigabytes you require to store for a dukkha of loss of pendant, loss of earrings, loss of a pen, loss of money, loss of property, and loss of life. For all this, how many gigabytes you require? For this kashta, for this dukkha. Are you getting what I am trying to tell? And after having experienced that dukkha, what happens to that space? If that is an empty space, what I am saying is there. Where is that? Where is that place where dukkha was there? Where is it gone? Where is that place where the kashta was there? Where is that place where you had a thinking of loss? Where is that place where you had a thinking of gain? Where is that place where you had all these thoughts? You had thousands and thousands and thousands, millions and billions of thoughts from childhood to now. Where are they? Where are they? If there is a space, it has to be there. Technically speaking, logically speaking, because we are all logically explanations are required, material explanations, logic explanations. Where is that space? How do you recall some? We call it as memory. Smriti, memory. How do you recall them? Where is it stored? Stored in your brain? According to medical science, say some of the cells are there. Memories are stored there. If the cells are there and if they are stored, why no science could so far take out that cell, put it into a machine, read out what all this fellow has been thinking, so that one can treat other person? Is it not? It would have been easier. It's not possible. If the memory is there, you should be able to read it. That's why psychiatry is not accepted by the law. No law in the world, not only Indian law, in penal code, no law in the world, a statement done by the psychiatrist, treatment of a patient, a statement made by the patient through psychiatric treatment is not accepted in the court of law. It has been proved that a certain amount, percentage of lies can be added along with the truths. It did not rule out that everything is a lie, but it has been proved, so the court doesn't suppose. Otherwise, see, it is very easy to prove. No lawyers are required. Only psychiatrists are required. That's all. Catch hold of a culprit, put him into hypnotism, and make him say. No judge is required. What judgment he will make? He can only declare, okay, this is the punishment to be given. That's all. It's easy, is it not? All this paraphernalia and manifestations and bribing is not necessary. It's not accepted by the court of law. They have very valid reason. Medically proved that there is a great amount of lie can be, depends individual to individual. During the course of this, there can be a great amount of lies along with the truths are also there. It's not that, it's not ruling out. So, but this cannot be taken as accepted as. So what I am trying to tell you is that if that was there, we could have easily found out. If the memory is stored in those places, human can investigate and invent a machine which can, like today, they have told that there is a machine. If you lying machine or lie detector, how much is the truth? They are based on the vibrational frequencies. So what happens? That's not you understood what I am trying to tell you, is that it's not the space that we are talking of. Space is not that there is a space where I can put a flower. This also we are considering it as space. There are objects and there are objects into that object. Nothing we are creating, we say we are creating a space. To build a house there has to be a space. Vacant land. By mentioning by vacant land we mean that there should be no other structure. That's all. It's not vacant. It's not vacant. So the space is not that you can accommodate the materials there. It's not the space what we are talking about. In the higher consciousness it has to be. That's why I said it cannot. I can only draw an inference and tell you that this is not space, this is not space, this is not space. I cannot tell you this is space. Because there is no one, words are not there, meanings are not there for that. In the higher consciousness, words and meanings are not there. They have to be experienced. That's why many people cannot attain the Brahma Sakshatkaram or Brahman, forget about that normal meaning of the Upanishadic meanings or Vedic meaning or Shastras and Vedas, even Puranas, cannot be understood by people. They only understand it. So what is understanding? Understanding is purely depending upon your own capacity of limitations of understanding, knowledge or education, knowledge or circumstances you have been brought in or circumstances you are at present more palatable. At whichever circumstance you are now, when you listen that at that point of time, you think you have understood that, you have understood according to your situation at that point of time. That understanding changes when the situation changes. Within the next moment, the opinion changes, idea changes, meaning changes, everything changes. One moment you are like this, one moment you are like this. Why? If the understanding is proper, if the understanding is true, it should remain always. Why there is change? So depending upon, your understanding, what we call as understanding is, depending upon that person's situations and position at that point of time, it appears to be right to him, have been accepted by him and understood at a particular function, at a particular shape and form, is called understanding, which doesn't have any relationship with the truth. It's absolutely, if I call truth and false two words, absolutely false. I told you some time back that we're all living in the false. That is why our decisions are all false. Why? Because we are trying to understand the higher consciousness through lower consciousness. There cannot be a logical experience. That is why the great Maharishis and Tapasvis have explained a method called Neti Neti. By eliminating whatever you are experiencing, whatever you are seeing, whatever you are talking, whatever the words that you are listening and understanding and creating, new words every day we listen, new words have been formed, new words have been created by people. Well, so Maharshi said, Neti, Naiti, Naiti, Naiti. Then he did not say Iti. He said Naiti, Naiti, Naiti. Neti, Neti, Neti. The principles of the elimination, the principle of elimination will derive or can be drawn an inference, because it cannot be explicitly experienced or told that look, this is it, because it has no logical explanations. There is no word for the truth. There is no word for that particular purpose. Is why that this cannot be explained in words. So this cannot be understood. If it cannot be explained, it cannot be understood. That's all. When he himself says that it cannot be explained, it cannot be understood. So trying to understand through your limited knowledge, limited understanding capacity, limited analysis, you will be only deriving a meaning which is not true. That's all. So an inference has to be drawn by the process of elimination, by negating them. That's only possible. In the case of space also, it is the same thing. VII.12.2 Upanishad said that, you see. In the earlier days, I have also told a number of times, I think this example has been quoted in almost all Upanishad. The space within the container is the same as the space outside the container. When the visible container is lost, the space inside and the space outside become one. These explanations have been given. So here, in this case, what happened? Maharshi or Tapasvi or the Jnanis have created, for the purpose of making people understand, a space inside the container and space outside the container. Through your intelligence or through your understanding power itself, you can draw a definition. This can be proved. This can be proved wrong. This is what Maharshi wants. This should be proved wrong by you, that there is no space inside and outside. Why? Because. What? Why did I say that? There is a container. There is inside and there is outside. How do I say there is no inside and outside? The space and inside. No, logically you have to explain. Okay, what we said is right. You tell me why there is no inside space and outside space. Why did the Upanishads, Shastras, and why did the preachers say that the inside space and outside space is not different, it is the same? I am seeing a container there, and there is a space inside, and there is a space outside. Why is it wrong? It is wrong. Space is one.
The shape is in the space.
Yeah?
The shape is in the space.
Shape
The
is,
shape is in the space.
that's right. That shape and form of container is also a space. It is not other than the space. This, I am identifying it, is a space itself. If I melt that, where it goes?
It is
Space. So the barrier is an hallucination, or it's a manifestation, not hallucination, manifestation. The barrier is a manifestation. This itself is in the space. So where is the question of space inside and outside? That's why I said it is wrong. Logically you can prove it. If you can prove this logically, now you know there is no inside and outside. When there is no inside and outside, if everything is in the space, is how we have come to a space. Okay, materially we can say it is a space. Now what is in the space? What is in the space? Derive what you said. The shape and form is in the space. So there is no space, divisions of space. Okay, this is what you said. So what is that space? What is that space? What do you call it as space? Gradually we have to come like that. You said this is not there, it is in the space. What is that space where the shape and form is there or was there? What is that space? Made of vacuum, breeze, wind, water, what something? What is that space? Space within the pot, outside the pot is a manifestation. Pot itself is a manifestation, is it not? So pot is in the space. What is a space? When the pot is gone, when the pot is there, I say the pot is space, in the space. If the pot is not there, there is neither the space nor the pot there. Relativity. This is called relativity. If the car is moving fast, we see the trees are running. The car is running. The trees are running. Relativity. We call it as relativity. You have studied in sciences. Relativity. It's because there is a relative experience. There has to be a relativity. Somebody said the flight is standstill in the air. No, it's not moving. Yeah. heard so many people telling. But even if a man is moving across the window, we can see. And we can see the man is moving at a small speed. When the plane is in the sky, when you look from far, it looks as if stand still. It's not moving. Why are you feeling that? Sometimes you feel the birds, flying, they are standing. Is it static? Is it absolutely static? Is it static? Nothing can be static like that. Why are you feeling it is static? Because there is no relative reference to identify the speed. If there is a wall behind it, then I can see it is moving. The sky is so vast, there is no reference point. So we say it is not moving. If there is something behind, something firm, if it is there, suppose both two are parallelly moving. Suppose two, I have seen that sometimes you find that exercise the Air Force they do during the Independence Day and all that. 4 planes going at the same. When you look at it, it's not 4 at the same level and standing. We are at the same speed, we think it is the same. If one moves faster, then I will know this is faster than the other. Actually, by looking at it, we cannot say they are fast or they are slow or they are standing, nothing. Why? Because there is no relative reference by which you can identify the movement there as far as that is concerned. Same way, when the pot is there in the space, because the pot is there, we say there is a space. When the pot is not there, truly speaking, there is neither space nor the pot. But can you understand it? You cannot understand. You may believe it because I am saying that. But do you really understand it? That there is no space, there is a pot there and pot is gone, there is no space. If there is no space, where the pot has been standing some time back? But the same question if I ask, show me where is that pot gone? Where is that space in which pot has gone? Where is it? Dissolved. Where has it dissolved? Show me the place where it has dissolved. We say earth, we say this, then again further, where is the earth? No. It keeps on questioning, that's all. You will not find an answer. No, it's a chain reaction. Where is the earth? Where was the earth before the earth formed? It was a gaseous material. Scientists say that it was a gaseous material, cooled down for ages. It has no matter, meteorite. It fell down from somewhere, cooled down for thousands of years, crores of years, and it has made so many explanations are there. Fine. So what was this space doing before the earth came? Was it vacant, waiting for the meteorite fall down and cool and then can have an earth on that? Like that, hundreds of questions. What I am trying to tell you is that principle of neti, 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 and drawing an inference to show that what is this definition of space. What is the definition of space? Now, you have to understand what is the definition of space. As here, Maharshi also said, even now pleasures and pains are also due to the presence of this space, he said. He says, the pleasures and pains are also due to the presence of, see, they are very carefully worded, Even though it is English, they have to, Sanskrit it is much more clearer. Akashe abhijayate, he said. It's very simple. Presence of space. Because there is a presence of space. What is importance in that sentence? You don't find anything very peculiar about that, no? Because there is a presence of space, the kashta and dukkha is there. Okay, kashta is there, dukkha is there. Because there is a presence of space, is what he says. Physically attained. Do you understand what I am trying to tell? It's a bit complicated subject because it cannot be understood as I so told you. I am only drawing an inference towards that. To making you understand there are things which you cannot understand. And it is not possible to understand. We have to go beyond the understanding limit by acceptance of the elimination process. Neti, neti, neti. You cannot understand. No one can understand. Nobody with an intelligence or limitation can understand. It's not possible. What is that kashta, pleasures? What is peculiar in this sentence, you tell me? Our pleasures and pains are also there. Is due to the pleasures and pains are also due to the presence of space, he said.
It is just like this form we said, relative. Because we identify the form.
Here in this sentence, what is this most important word in this? The most important word is presence. When I know the meaning of presence, then I know the meaning of the sentence. If I don't know the meaning of presence, I will feel it is present here, kashta is kept inside one blue container and dukkha is kept in green container and pleasure is kept in yellow container. Presence. What's the meaning of presence has to be understood, then you will understand the meaning of the pleasures and pains are also due to the presence of the space. What is presence? It's a question, okay? Probably we will understand in the next chapter, quite possible. But you understand, this is very important. Remember this presence of the space. If I understand the meaning of presence of space, then only I can understand the meaning of space. If I don't know the presence of the car, how can I know what is a car? The presence of a book, how do I know what is called a book? The presence of the individual, how do I know there's an individual? You understand? Presence. Presence of space. What is that presence? It's not a small word. Don't think it is a small word, it can be answered in one word. Presence has got, even though we all talk about past, present and future, presence. Many people say presence is just now. What is this now? The now itself is not there. The now. Okay, forget about it. That's present I'm talking about. This presence. Presence of something. There are so many explanations for presence. If I am not there, presence is not there. If I am not there, space is not there. Yes. If I am not there, presence is not there. If I am not there, space is not there. Is it not? What do I mean by I then? And the consciousness, like that it will go. You will find that the presence is nothing but a manifestation of you. If the presence is a manifestation of you, the space is also manifestation. We'll come to that maybe gradually, you understand that, but this is the gist of it. It's difficult to understand, as I told you. What is that presence of space? Kashta is there due to the presence of space. That means if the space is not there, Kashta is not there. Am I right? If the space is not there, Kashta is not there. Because there is a presence of space, there is Kashta. So if I remove the presence of the space, the Kashta is not there. Even though space may be there, if I remove the presence of the space, I don't have Kashta. That man gives me trouble. If I remove that man, the trouble should go off. That man gives me trouble. If I remove that man, the trouble should go off. Presence of the space gives Kashta. So if I remove presence, Kashta has to go. How can I remove the presence of space? I said that, okay, calculating, logistically said, remove the presence, Kashta is gone. Hey, in between the space is there, presence of space has to be removed, then only Kashta is gone. How can I remove the space? I explained this in the last class. Understood what's the meaning of presence then? Presence, that's why he specifically used it. He did not say Kashta and Dukkha is in the space, he did not say. He said due to the, see, very specifically worded, very cleverly, very intelligently worded. We think it is just also due to the presence of space. When you read it, what is it? You will never reach anywhere. Kashta and Dukkha, pleasure and pain is also due to the presence of the space, due to the presence of the space. If that due is taken out, if the presence is taken out, so if the space is taken out, na iti, na iti, na iti, na kashta, na dukkha. So when you eliminate all this one after another, neti principle, nothing is there. So kashta and dukkha is not there. This is how you draw the inference that what is there. So there is a one who is thinking there is space is there, thinking that there is presence is there, thinking that due to the presence of the space, Kashta is there, due to the presence of space, Dukkha is there. They are all Because I am thinking. I think that should be good enough. So Bhagavan says here, the object of meditation, the unlimited. Towards the unlimited, and the unlimited would be his achievement who meditates on this space. As long as space, so long is his success. As long as there is space, so long there is his success. Everybody wants success. What is the meaning of success? What is the meaning of, as I asked you, what is the meaning of space? What is the meaning of success? We all relative term again, success. Or generally, will I be successful in life? Somebody comes and asks me, idiots. Will I be successful? What does it mean? That word has no meaning at all. He doesn't know what is success. What is that life? Will I be successful? So we all connect this success towards an objective, petty, emotional, very selfish motive, where you call it as success and failure, because the principle of success and failure itself is wrong contemplation. That we think as success is not success. Recently our Prime Minister had a talk with the children, I think, during the examination. The result was there. Our Prime Minister spoke to the children saying that failure is also success. Beautiful words, I liked it. It's not that he's encouraging people to fail. He is encouraging failure. What do you think? Failure is a path for success. Somebody got defeated, so they could succeed in some other life. Somebody attended a very sophisticated job offer. He failed, so he decided to do something of his own, and he became a great business magnate. Success. What is success? What is success? What is failure? What do you think here the meaning of success and failure is not what Maharishi says. Now the one is what I'm making you understand, that don't just simply take this, oh very good, very good, very good. All your pravachan, please keep it with you. I don't want to listen. He has already told, as long as there is space, so long in his success. As long as there is space, so long in his success, he says. So long there is success, so long in his success. You see how worded? That's what I'm saying. In his success. ठीक है, it's already enough space in my house. I will meditate in sitting in the space, full of space, so many rooms. Only we two people are there. There are 3 rooms. I can anywhere sit down and meditate. So much of space is there. I will grow. And everything is success. In its success. Or Calcutta has got big riverfront. And our Prime Minister has already made it beautiful also. Lot of what these granite benches are there now. Every bench is granite, polished and nice to sit. Very cool when you sit. The granite stone gets cool in the night. You sit on there and you feel cool also. Yes, little jokes in between is necessary, I think. Very serious. So on the space of coolness you sit and meditate, you will have the in success of meditation success. If you think that, no, it is not like that. You have to reverse the process. As long as the succession is there, success is a succession. As long as there is a succession in him, the space is in him. So long there is space, so long there is space, there is success. Where? Inside him, not outside. Not in the room, not in the riverfront, not somewhere else. There has to be space in him. You understood? It's a big principle. It is not, it cannot be understood. There has to be a space in him. What is success? Success is nothing but succeeding the life, succeeding the living. We will be clarifying it in the later chapter. They're all, that's why I said it is, see, Upanishad has to be studied. It has to be experienced. Each word has to be talked for hours together. Now you tell me the meaning of it. He has written very clearly. You all have learned the language probably better than me, you know. I am very sure about it. So he writes here, and he begins the sentence like this. And unlimited would be his achievement whoso meditates. What did you understand from this? And unlimited would be his achievement whoso meditates on the, meditates means, here we are talking about the space, meditates on the space. What did you understand? And, I repeat the sentence, and unlimited would be his achievement whoso meditates. What's the meaning? Let us go through it thoroughly, because now it is not physical meditation, it's all go beyond that. So we have to go into detail. Otherwise I will not be happy. That's the reason, not because to disturb you. What do you understand? Tell me immediately. And unlimited would be his achievement whoso meditates. And unlimited would be his achievement whoso meditates. I have by heart it.
There's no achievement.
Yes, written here. Now we cannot say there is no achievement.
Unlimited means like?
I don't know. That's Maharishi says here, this word. And all words has got meaning. He has not written any false. No, it's very careful. And unlimited would be his achievement whoso meditates. See.
There's no relative and completely unlimited.
Yeah, tell me. Come on, let us see what is. What do you understand? See, that's why I am saying that by reading, one will not understand. Knowledge is in the book. No, knowledge is here. Knowledge is in there. What is this meaning? It's very clear. It's open. I am just reading it. And unlimited would be his achievement whoso meditates. I have not emphasized now When I read it, when I emphasize it, you will immediately understand.
Understanding will only come when he meditates on it. I mean, there is no limit to what you would get the truth.
Anyone else? And unlimited would be his achievement. Whoso meditates. It's very simple.
Limited is the Brahman.
The one who's, I'm putting it the other way around, now you will understand. The one who meditates in space will achieve unlimited. Now, unlimited is an achievement. When it is unlimited, where is the question of achievement? He will achieve unlimitedness. Unlimitedness. When I put the language, I mean the word the other way around, then I have to say it is unlimitedness. He who meditates in the space will achieve unlimitedness. No achievement. Not achievement. Got it? This is how it is. So when he gets them, so what do you mean by that success? Unlimitedness. What is the success? The success is unlimitedness, not limitedness. If I get that, I will be happy, is a limitedness. If I succeed this examination, is limitedness. You can only pass that exam. Is it success? It is not success. Okay, will I be successful in my life? Yes, you will be successful in your life. Is that without thinking one can give an answer? Yes, you will be successful in your life. What is the meaning of it? In any way, whatever way it is, whether you will beg, borrow and steal, you will live and die. Successful in life. You will be successful. He wanted to know whether I will be successful in life. The life will be successful. What you do is immaterial. The life will be successful. Is it not? Are you getting it? So it's not that question itself is wrong, because that question has got answer in the question itself. Whether I will be successful in life. If I remove the whether, so the answer is there. I will be successful in life. Because the life is what? The life is that which is called living. I have already explained this. What is called living? Execution of karmas and experiencing it. Now, the question of only experiencing it comes. There is no classification for experiencing. Nobody has told that it is kashta and dukkha is experiencing, enjoyment is not experiencing, pleasure is not experiencing, only unwanted is experiencing, wanted is not experiencing. Nobody has divided what is experiencing, is it not? Experiencing is experiencing it. Life is meant for living. Living means what? Living is experiencing, that's all. That's all. Living is experiencing. In every year there are 4 ritus. 4 ritus are there, 4 varnas are there. See how Shastras and great science, I mean Vedic science says. There are 4 varnas, 4 ritus. There are 4 positions. 4 times are there, like the numerous. 4 times are there. Different times are there, different seasons are there, different experiencing is there. Why there are 4 ritus? 4 ritus are there in combination of that. See, a tree, in order to grow and fruit and flower, there has to be 4 ritus have to be there. In order to shed the leaves, it has to be cold, has to be there. By itself it cannot. After that, the new leaves come, new flowers come, new fruit come. So what happens? These are all happening. What happens? The 4 ritus. Who creates the ritus? Nobody knows. Who creates the winter? Who creates the summer? 4 ritus happens. 4 seasons happen. 4 seasons, we call it as seasons. So like that in life. So each and every experience, each and every situation, summer is very hot. Winter is very cold. When it rains flooded. If you look at it, every season we have got convenience and inconvenience. Both are, everything is an experience. If you take that in that spirit, everything is an experience. There is no kashta and dukkha in the 4 ritus. In the same way, in 4 varnas, in every human being there are 4 varnas, even though we call it as 4 classification of Bhagavad Gita said, 4 varnas, depending upon the karma he is executing. The varnas have been divided, but you don't know. There is one more truth in it, that in every human being there are 4 varnas. In everyone there is an asha, there is a desire for learning. In everyone there is a desire for rajasic guna, that's called the kshatriya guna. In order to acquire it, in order to enjoy it, in order to procure it, in order to overpower, in everyone this is there. Rajoguna is there. So, in all the third one I said, in everyone there is a transaction. Vyavaharika buddhi is there. Is it not? Vyavasaya. That is Vaishya. And next is the work. Executing the work. Shudrata is also there. So all the 4 varnas there in every human being. It is not separate from them. Is there anybody who doesn't want any of these things? Even if a man who takes a pickaxe and digs a pit, he also has got these 4 varnas. Only thing the varnas, the percentage of varnas may be different, that's all. In order to hold a pickaxe and do, can anybody do it? Just like that? No. He has to learn it, is it not? He has to have desire to learn it, is the Prathama Varna. Why he has to do it? In order to earn money. There is a desire for it. So, Rajoguna has come in him. Third one is that out of that, why should I earn money? I have to buy food for my family. I have to buy clothes. Is Vaishya Buddhi. Third Varna. Fourth Varna. Because of that, let me do this hard work. So, all the Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra Varnas, all the 4 Varnas, is there in every human being. It is not externally identified as 4 classes. No. In everyone there is a Brahman. In everyone there is a Kshatriya. In everyone there is a Vaishya. In everyone there is a Shudra. Percentages increase and decrease. So we classify them depending upon the higher person. Doesn't mean the other 3 qualities are not there in that human. You know. I happened to read in read or see in the news, television or in the newspaper, I don't know, in Rajasthan, Jaipur or some like tourist center like that, Jaipur or what is it, Udaipur or something like that. Young man of about 16, 17-year boy, young fellow, 18-year-old boy. He speaks 12 languages, Russian, Japanese, he is only, but of course he doesn't read a book or something like that. He speaks this, and excellent the pronunciation. The tourists who come, Russians come, he will speak Russian very fluently. Where do you want to go? This is the importance of this place, this is the importance of this place. You buy this, this is the price of that. No, all these things he knows exactly. If German comes, he speaks German excellently well. Now, you see in him, what is he doing actually? We can call him a Shudra. In him, Brahmatvam is there. The quality of education, quality of understanding, quality of knowledge is there, you see. He does a business and he has got the Rajo Guna. Authority is there. He has got no power of commanding is there in him. He controls the whole crowd of the visitors by his talk, you see. Rajo Guna. See? You understood what I am trying to tell you? In every human being, all these four varnas are there. Please don't think otherwise. Only thing, we have to increase the percentage depending upon the karmas of ours. We increase the percentage. That's all. Some who has to do the karma yoga, so they have to undergo the process of Shudra, Vaishya, like that. They have to come up gradually. Someone who would like to meditate, who are rishis and tapasvis and jnanis, who are supposed to, who meditates and teaches, propagates the knowledge of the Brahma Tattvam. He is there inherent because of his previous life's experience and continuity. He is identified as the Brahmana. Brahmasva, Brahmana. The one who identifies the Brahma Tattvam is a Brahmana. Not by being born in a particular family of parents of Brahmana, one doesn't become Brahmana. If that is the case, he should be born with the Upanayana. This Upanayana is put when the teenage is there. When the Brahmacharyatum is there, he is baptized. In today's language or in the other things, he is baptized. That you are so and so. This is not that. This is an identification of those who practices that. They only is eligible to have this. The Upanayanam is done only for the eligibility of those. The one who is not eligible for that should not wear it. It is an insult to Brahmatattva. The one who is eligible to have the identity of the Brahmatattva Brahmajnanam, who would like to educate and Vedas and Upanishads, Vedic science, they are only the ones who are eligible to be called as that Varna, because in them maximum 99%, even though they also serve, they also work, we can call it as working, they are also eating, they are also doing, but 99% they are the tapasvi, then rajoguna, rajasic, like that. So in four varnas, for this one, everything is there, which is success then. What is success in, this is how I derive. What is success in life? If I execute my karmas in the right manner, karma as akarma, no expectations of the results of karma, that is should not be affecting you. He is a true Brahmajnani, he is executing, he is successful in life, because his life will be succeeded. He will live. The others are dying only. A Maharishi is living, the others are dying. Normal human being, the day is passing. Whenever the number of days are passing, they are going closer to death. As far as a Maharishi, Jnani, Tapasvi, the Mahaguru, Tapasvi is concerned, the more number of days he is passing, he is living. He is succeeding the life. It's called success. The life form the Jiva Atma. The Jiva Atma is necessary for a Jiva in order to experience. The one who has already experienced, he is not Jiva Atma, he is Atma. Are you getting it? Succeeding the life means succeeding the Jiva Atma. overpowering the Jivatma, going beyond the Jiva status of the Atma. Jiva means living. The Atma has to take a living form of Sharira and Mana and pass through the experiences and then go for different status. It's called the Jiva Atma. Whereas Maharishi and Tapasvi and Jnani and the great noblemen, they are not Jiva Atma, they are Atmas. Why? Because the Jiva is already finished. I am just splitting words only to make you understand. Okay. The Jiva or Jivita or the life is not there. For them it is living. It is not the life. So he will not ask whether I will be successful in life. The meaning of what is will I be successful in life is actually what is the meaning, which normally normal people they ask with a different meaning in that. But what is the actual meaning of it? Is the word wrong? It's not wrong. Will I be successful in life? If it is asked by a very noble man, maybe a sadhu, maybe a brahmachari, if he is asking, then we will have to think twice. Whether what is he asking? Whether will I be in a position to follow the path of the jnanam so that I can execute my karmas as a karma and get away the jiva possibility of it and be successful, succeeding in life. The life should be succeeding. Atma never dies. Life succeed. How is it to be succeeded? Here what happens? One comes down with a rebirth with lot of liabilities. So we call the life is not successful. If it is successful, the liabilities would not be there. Rebirth would not be there. There would be karma bhalas to be executed and exhausted. Yeah? That means your previous life was not successful. If the life was successful, you would not take a rebirth. Then it will be a reincarnation. There will be no rebirth, reincarnation. Karmas are not there to execute. Are you getting it? This can be taken in the other sense, whether I will be, so when you ask, in case you ask somebody, don't, when you ask that a question, this question can be right and can be wrong both ways. But what happened depends upon the identity of that life. What do you mean by life? Life means, will I be having enough money? I won't have enough. I don't have enough problems, no? And I will always be happy and will always have pleasure. Suppose somebody says you will always have pleasure. The classification of the pleasure, what you mean, suppose you have it every day. After some time, it becomes a pain. It's no more pleasure. So, pleasure and pain are paryayas. They are not different words. They are paryaya. They are not different words. Both are experiences. This identification of experiencing called ones who has experiencing is called success. So he said, why did we say all this? I have travelled, I think, somewhere else. So long in his success, he gets the success of achievement. When he meditates.
Unlimited will be his achievement.
Unlimited will be his achievement. If he meditates in space. If he meditates in space. Where is the space? Inside. Wherever you are meditating, that is space. Where means not where. Where. Where you are meditating is space. Where is the mountain? Here. Where is Himalaya? Here. Where is river? Here. Where are the trees? Here. Where are the mangoes? Here. Is it not? Close your eyes. Where are they? Everything is here only. No? Where are ye? Where is she? Where is he? Where is that? Where is God? Everything is. So when you meditate on that, in that space, success is there. Is there a space there? Is there no space? I don't know. To the extent of the presence of space, further clarifies. Are you getting bored? Talking the same, interpreting? No, it's actually like washing the clothes. Probably you will understand better. Wait, I will understand. When you give the bed sheet and clothes for washing, I think in our place we also used to bathe in the temple tanks, rivers, and all that. So what we do, dhoti and all, we'll dip in the water. Then there will be slanting stone people have kept, usme you keep on. The dhobis also do that. Keep on beating. How many times should he beat? Is there any specification? Clothes should not tear. Clothes should not tear. But it has to be cleaned. He has to beat it also. How does he know how many times he has to beat? See? No specification, no? There are no specification drawn on that. So number of times beat. What he does? Once he beats one side of it. Second time he beats the second side of it. Third time he beats the third side of it. Fourth time he beats the fourth side of it. Then he will again dip in the water, so that these four are. Something more left out, again the four is repeated. Same way. Meditate on space, you lead the unlimited. Where is the space? Inside the space, outside the space, or inside the space? Both you beat, you will get what you want. So, as long there is space, so long in his success. See, the word is beautiful. As long there is space, so long, so far, so long in his success. Now he says, the further sentence he says, to the extent of presence of space, listen, to the extent of presence of space, to that extent is his freedom. Okay, another complicated sentence. यावदक्षस्य गौतम तत्रस्य यथा कर्मचारो भवति या आकाशम ब्रह्मेति उपासते असि भगवः अकासत् भूय इति अकासत् वावभूयोस्तिति तन्मे भगवान ब्रवीति. To the extent of the presence of space, to that extent is the freedom. To that extent is his freedom. What's that? In the shloka also, it's very clearly mentioned. That's why it's very easy to, when you read the shloka. Sayasha Brahmetubhasa Agashavadevahi Sulokan Prakashavato Sambad Anuraga Yavato Abhisiddhyati Yava Yavad Akashasya Gatam Tatrasya Yatha Kamacharo Bhavati Yatha Kamacharo Bhavati Ya Akasham Brahmestupastiti. To the extent of space, to the extent of presence of space, to the extent of presence of space, so the extent
To that extent,
is his freedom. So that to that extent is his freedom. To the extent of presence of the space, to that extent is his to that extent is his freedom. Very simple to understand. The freedom is depending upon the space availability. To put it in a very simple language. That's all. Isn't it? The freedom is available to the extent of space availability. The freedom is up to the extent of the space availability is the meaning, to the extent of the presence of, but he has put it in a Upanishadic language, that to the extent of presence of space, not only space. As presence of space, I already told you, presence is very important. Presence of space, to that extent in his freedom. Sorry. To that extent of presence of space, to that extent is his freedom. His freedom is limited to, his freedom is next analysis. His freedom is limited to the presence, to the extent of presence of space. So, if I think, meditate, the top of Himalaya is the highest point in the universe, my freedom will be limited up to top of Himalayas. Would I got it? Something like that. What else? How can I tell you otherwise? When a cow, this Upanishad has been told very, very long back in all the Upanishad. When the cow is tied with a long rope, the cow thinks, he has got freedom. Up to what? Up to the limit of the length of the rope. He finishes. That's all. Same thing. That's the meaning. Now I hope you understand. That's good enough. Now, fine, you have to understood. Fantastic, understood. Cow is tied in a long rope. Depending upon length, whatever, maybe 10 meters, 15 meters, 100 meters, like that is his freedom. If I meditate top of Himalaya, I am sitting and meditating, my freedom is up to top of Himalaya. I have understood very clearly. Not understood at all, that means. That means not at all understood. The classification of presence of space. You are trying to imagine the presence of space. When you imagine the presence of space, when you imagine something and then meditate, you will reach up only up to your imaginations. That's why tapasya is not imagination. Tapasya cannot be done with the consciousness. It's not possible. That is lower consciousness. Most of the people do with the lower consciousness. The transcendence doesn't take place when meditation is done through the lower consciousness. Well, initially, to train one's mind, it is necessary. I am talking about beyond that level now. That's why I am not talking about it. Otherwise, initially the mind only does all these things. Mind has to be transcended, transformed. It's he who is getting transformed. Mind is getting transformed. So mind has to be trained. That is there. That stage is gone. I am talking now almost Akashad. No. Space I am talking about today. Not in this physical level, almost coming to this level. So I will not be discussing those parameters here. They are all based on the lower consciousness. When I say that you cannot meditate, means in the sense with the lower consciousness it cannot be meditated for the purpose of understanding the unlimited. The limited can be understood. Unlimited cannot be understood. The unlimited has to see. In order to identify the Brahman, you have to become the Brahman. In order to identify the form and shape of the Nirakaratvam, you have to become Nirakara. If you have to identify the Shunyata in the Akash, what is it called? Oh, I should not have told this, but still I told. What is Shunyata? That's why it came suddenly. What is space? This is the question I have asked. What is the space? What is space? Shunyata. It's nothing. Nothing means what? Space is an imagination again. Because you are there, space is there. That's why it is known as Shunyata. Shunyata is not that there is nothing. Shunyata is not that there is nothing. Shunyata is not it's a vacuum. There was something, it has been evacuated. It's not vacuum. Shunyata is not that where something is kept free, where you can accommodate something. It's not Shunyata. None of them are Shunyata. Then what is Shunyata? Now that you have to see. That you have to experience. This is why logically with the limitations and the lower consciousness, this elimination, this naiti can be done. None of these is Shunyata. Like that. So the freedom, how far you can go. How far you can go in meditation. We call it as far, even though it's a wrong term to be used again, because I am limiting. When I say near and far, it's limitations only. Far is also limitation. Near is also limitation. But I'm using the word only to express it, that's all. Beyond. Beyond the limitations. Beyond the distance. Beyond the identity. Beyond the measurable. Travel is called the extent in his freedom. What is it? That to that extent in his freedom. It's amazing. To the extent of presence of space. To that extent in his freedom. If that space you imagine, as I told you, inside the cup and outside the cup, the space, you will always be limited by, how are you limited here? Inside the cup and outside the cup. How are you getting limited? What is the reason of you got limited in this? The cup. The cup is a cause of limitation, is it not? If the cup is not there, you would never have told that inside the cup and outside the cup. So who is the limitation? Who created the limitation in you? The cup has created the limitation in you. What is cup? It's a shape and form. What is shape and form? Manifestation. If manifestation is not there, the cup is not there, the space inside the cup and outside the cup is not there, so the freedom, to that extent, in his freedom, none of these are affected. Otherwise, in his freedom, the cup is there, so much space is there, and so much space is also there in his freedom. Is it freedom? Again limited to all this. Are you getting it? Again limited to all this. So in order to create unlimited, that means his freedom is limited to that. So when I have to have freedom, real freedom, binding should not be there. Opposite of freedom. If I have to get freedom, binding should not be there. Neither the extent nor the space. Yes. Neither the extent nor the space nor the freedom. Eliminate all this. Neti, 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 neti. Then only it will be known as neither freedom nor binding. Freedom, a word is used, freedom here. Whenever I said it is freedom, freedom is also limitation. Freedom from that. Freedom from that and freedom to that is also there. Is it not? Freedom to that is there. That to that should not be there. Because you identified I got freedom from that, you have a difference of that and this. If the freedom is not come to this, will there be freedom from that? No. So what happens? That and this has to get dissolved in freedom. So neither that nor this nor freedom is there. The one who is bound only needs freedom. The one who is not bound, freedom is there. The one who is limited needs freedom. The one who is not limited, where is the freedom coming from? It's not necessary. He said, why he said that? To that extent presence of space. That means you have a specific presence of space if you have created. To that extent in his freedom. To that extent the freedom will be in him. So the extent of space has to be eliminated so that the freedom from that and to that will not be there. So he will neither be in freedom nor in the binding status is the meaning of this. As far as space, so far in his freedom also. As far is space. As far is space, so far his freedom. As I told you, the long rope. You understand? As far is the space, so far in his freedom also. In his freedom. See, he is not telling he is free. He always says in his freedom. The meaning is that the freedom is your manifestation. That's why he says in his freedom. Freedom is his manifestation. You are tied by the bandhana, you call it as bandhana, so you need a freedom. So where is the freedom? In him. Where is the bandhana? In him. So long the bandhana is in him, the freedom is also in him. If the bandhana is not in him, freedom is also not in him. Then what? Unlimited. This is the principle they have applied in the birth of Lord Krishna inside the jail. The whole episode you compare with this? No. As far as the uncle Kamsa is concerned, the child will be born inside the jail, where there is limited, where it is known as a prison, where it is known as bandhana. Is what I am trying to tell you. Absolutely right. Bandhana. So I keep him in bandhana. Who said? Kamsa said he is in bandhana. Whom can he keep in bandhana? Vasudev and Devaki. Vasudeva and Devaki he could keep in bandhana because they have in him, in them, there is bandhana, in them there is freedom. What is the bandhana in them? That I have a child growing inside me, I have to deliver the child. I have to save the child, or this man will kill the child. Is I am bearing. So what happened? The Devaki wanted in the previous life, the story, you all know it better than me. Bhagavan, she wanted that Bhagavan should be his son, should be born as his son. He said Tathastu immediately, without any hesitation. Bandhana. And what I am trying to tell you is that bandhana is there. So she has already planned her extent of space. I am putting this word there. See? She had planned her extent of space. What is her freedom? Unless she delivers the child, she has no freedom. So her freedom, that means to the extent of space she has created. What is the space she has created? Up to the delivery of the child. Okay? Am I clear? What is it? To the extent of space, presence of space, in his, to that extent, in his freedom. Same way. To that extent of space, Devaki has got programmed, so they are bound by that. So her freedom is limited. Her bandhana, because of the bandhana, her freedom is only up to that limited. But the one who is being born, neither he has got space of, to the extent of space of freedom, nor the extent of bandhana. Both are not there. When both are not there, the bandhana is a manifestation created by Kamsa and Devaki and Vasudeva. Is not affecting Lord Krishna, is why for him alone the bandhana was broken open and he is gone. Others are still in bandhana. It's not. Are you getting it? This is the principle used there. Bhagavan doesn't have bandhana. Lord Krishna, when he was born, he doesn't have any bandhana. He is born, he is an avatar, he is born, he doesn't have any bandhana. So he doesn't have any space, extent of, where is the space? He is the space. All this bandhana is where? In him. So when the bandhanas are in him, how can this bandhana tie him up? It's not possible. So who is he? He is a man with bandhana, so he is free. His freedom is beyond these bandhanas manifested by others. It's not his bandhana. It's the principle where Lord Krishna's, this is the principle which is adopted there, where as far as the Lord Krishna's birth is concerned. So to that extent, so for him the bandhana is not there. For others there is jail, there is prison, everything. But as soon as he is born, everything is broken. And used the bandhana for the freedom. Where? In the open space. Which is a space? No space, innumerable. Wherever he wants, he can travel. And by that what happened? Limitations. See, this is how the limitation, as I told you about the success and life and all that. Devaki, she repented afterwards. What did Devaki ask for? I want Bhagavan to be born as my son. You see, Baki some imagination. He said, okay, tathastu, born as a son, but never lived with her. You understood? What is success in life? This is how the question comes, you see. What is the extent of freedom? She asked that you should be born as son, fine, no problem. The moment he is born, he is out, finished, gone. Never have become the son of his. He was born, that's all. So, depending upon what happened, she created a bandhana that he should be born as a son. Since she has created that bandhana, her freedom will be only to that extent, is why after the son is born, the son is not hers. She created a bandhana of only bearing the Bhagavan as the child and giving birth to Bhagavan. To that extent only, she tied herself, bandhana. So her extent of space, you understood now space? What is space? Space is outside, inside. Is it there or not? Neti. I don't know. You find out. I have given enough clues. What they call tips. Oh, very wrong word, no? So Bhagavan, Narad. Okay, I think we should stop here. It was very interesting. I like to, in fact, it's beautiful. I live in it, in fact. Well, forget Narada, Bhagavan. Devrishi says, well, this is a grand thing, of course. I cannot think anything more than space, he said. I wish to know whether space is the ultimate reality, or is there anything beyond space and greater than space? There, Bhagavan says, Bhagavan Sanat Kumara said, Maharishi, there is definitely something beyond space. There is something without which even space cannot be conceived. The sentence I want you to answer me. There is something without which even space cannot be conceived. Now we are in trouble. All the talk what I made of space, in one word, he trashed it. Why, for that matter, it cannot even exist without that. Finished. इतना You understood what I'm saying? You have to answer this. Space would be meaningless if that something which is superior to it does not exist. Replied the Maharshi Sanat Kumara. So there is something higher than the space. Bhagavan, what is that? Please instruct me, hey Venerable Sir, Master, requested Devrishi Narada. With folded hands, he pleaded with him, hey Bhagavan, take me there, just beyond. That's what Narada requested him. Bhagavan said, Thursday. What? What do you want to
No, I was asking you to tell us now. What did he say?
Is it Thursday? Oh, Shanti.